Hello, I am Ashley Michaud, the founder of Elemental Growth and the author of the book, Be the Change, Your Guide to Elemental Growth. This is the introduction to a new series I'm doing based on my book, Be the Change, Your Guide to Elemental Growth through Nature, Love, Food, and Movement. Today is just the introduction, so in a couple of seconds here, I'm going to share my screen with you so we can read along the book together. Followed in this series, I'm going to put out a new chapter of my book with each season. That way you can follow along and implement the steps, tips, and tricks that I share with you in my book in your regular life. All right, you guys, let's get started. Be the Change, Your Guide to Elemental Growth by Master Coach Ashley Michaud, that's me, Integrative Nutrition Health Coach, Hormone Health Coach, and Reiki Master. Dedication. I have written this book for those who are ready for something better than who they were in the past. The kind-hearted who showed me love, encouraged my personal growth, and continue to stand by me on this roller coaster called life. Last but not least, my son, Finn Oliver Michaud, who is turning 3 this month. You are my greatest joy, forever and always my love. How to use this webinar. The webinar may be watched once or passed on to someone else, or watched over and over, year after year, with new intentions and goals in mind. Furthermore, you will find an opportunity to further develop these practices and make them your own. Honor this process and trust that you already have all you need to heal yourself and be your best self. Be the Change, Your Guide to Elemental Growth is an interactive book and webinar with multiple avenues for support, guidance, coaching, and implementation. For example, you can become an Elemental member, receive coaching support from me, access bonus content, or connect with the Elemental Growth community. Additionally, I encourage note-taking, doodling, and writing messages to yourself and your friends. Looking for more seasonal recipes, more in-depth information, or a friend to hold you accountable on your elemental growth journey? Join our online community on Facebook and Instagram. So you can check out elementalgrowth.org, Elemental Growth on YouTube, or on Facebook and Instagram, we are under the name I Am Elemental Growth. Now here's a little inside thing, break away from the webinar for a minute. The reason why I use I Am Elemental Growth as our Instagram handle and Facebook handle, even though Elemental Growth is a community, is not because I'm saying that I am Elemental Growth, because we are all Elemental Growth. The reason why I made it that is because it was an affirmation that I use in my everyday life. I was searching and searching and searching for a name to rebrand my business, which at the time was called Ashley's Natural Alternatives. And it was really, really bothering me. I was having a really hard time coming up with a name. And then I realized it was there in front of me the whole time. I created an affirmation before that, which was I Am Elemental Growth. And I would repeat this to myself every day, several times a day, without even realizing that it was the name of my business. I hope that that little story motivates you if you are in a similar circumstance. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Mahatma Gandhi. After many years of contemplating my own life decisions, experiences, and journey, I realized one thing. If I was ever going to embrace the change I needed to make for myself, I had to learn from the master of change herself, Mother Nature. I dove into the world of conscious, expanding ceremony first, which ignited my childhood passion for foraging and herbology. Following this, I started practicing permaculture, Kundalini yoga, chakra therapies, and Reiki. To say I became obsessed with natural alternatives and healing techniques using nature, love, food, and movement would be an understatement. I took things a step further and began studying at the world's largest nutrition school, the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, IIN. Today, I have been certified as a Reiki master, an integrative nutrition health coach, a hormone health coach, and a coaching master. During my time as a student, I developed 4 seasonal coaching groups: Winter Resolutions, Spring Clean, Summer Love, and Fall Elimination, with the intent to connect and guide others who are ready to be the change they wish to see in the world. These groups are all about change, becoming one with nature and her rhythms, embracing the natural cycles of change, finding your tribe, and transforming yourself. I launched my first group in spring 2018, which inspired 30 individuals to embrace change while creating and implementing the sustainable health and lifestyle choices they were seeking. I personally host one group coaching event each season for 28 days so that our community can receive year-round support online from myself as well as each other. These groups are ever-changing just as we are. Some people join every season while some pop in and out. The goal is to take each protocol and make it your own. So let's get started. The tiny seed knew that in order to grow, it needed to be dropped in dirt, covered in darkness, and struggle to reach the light. Sandra Crane. Each of us has a story to tell, a voice that needs to be heard, and a soul that needs to be healed and soothed. Yet, we often don't tune into these needs unless we're at a point of no return, a point where we can choose to embrace change in all of its glory, see what lies ahead, and grow with it, or stay stagnant in our current circumstances. Since you're reading this book, it is safe to assume that you've arrived at your turning point, a time where you're ready to dig in, turn within, and embrace change and healing in all of its forms. Like you, I too was at a similar crossroads. And in this way, out of all the topics I could write about, I chose to write about Mother Nature and her cyclical cycles. After all, who in this world embraces change better than Mother Nature herself? Embracing nature's seasonal messages helped me to get more attuned with myself, my heart, my body, my spirit. Paying attention to how everything is interconnected and woven through nature's cycles has positively affected my health and happiness every step of the way. Embracing Mother Nature's cyclical seasonal guidance gave me the strength and tools I needed to overcome my family karma, which is a bloodline of addiction, abuse, mental and hormonal imbalances. Moon cycles are a part of seasonal guidance too. Tuning into the moon cycles made change enjoyable, trackable, and helped me to stay accountable for each action step and goal I set for myself. I tracked my activities, progress, and failures, which enabled me to achieve my goals at an exponential rate. This has now evolved into a full swing holistic practice where I facilitate, lead, and coach others on elemental growth protocol and how to live in sync with the seasons. These groups continue to grow and inspire others to turn their pain into power, passion into action, and goals into realities. As creatures of habit and comfort, we steer away from the unknown, the uncomfortable, and unexplainable. We fear change because we fear what we have never experienced. However, the truth is that life is all about experience. And as you read this book, you will discover my signature protocol to embrace change and enjoy the experience that is elemental growth, to craft your own healing experience. All we have is change. Nature is ever changing, and yet it's cyclical, with developed cycles that encourage elemental growth for both the individual and the collective. Take a moment to check in with yourself about your cycles. This is a good time now to get out some paper and a pen and answer these questions as I read them out to you. Is there a pattern or cycle that you keep repeating? Do your daily rituals align with your goals? What would you like to change in your life? I spent a lot of time outdoors and I moved around frequently in my life. Through these experiences, I noticed many of nature's secret messages. I was curious about how the moon looked different each night and how there were different moon cycles each month. I noticed that the seasons each contained 13 weeks and 3 moon cycles of approximately 28 days each. I noted seasonal foods and developed the skills of foraging, wildcrafting, and herbology. I realized at a young age that change was not something to fear. In fact, there's a comfort in change. There's a comfort in knowing that you're alive, growing, and thriving. I love how simple life became for me once I tuned into nature's cycles to embody and become the change I wish to see and experience in the world. Yes, change is scary, but it's constant. In fact, it may be the only constant we have. Although it can be nerve-wracking to completely surrender, imagine if we reframed that feeling and thought to one of ease, effortlessness, and growth. What if we focused on how surrendering could be easy and even benefit us in ways we never imagined? I am elemental growth. My story begins in a confusing, dark, and lonely world as I watched unhealthy lifestyle choices create a ripple effect of ill health in my world, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Alcohol, opiates, abuse, and sad lifestyle choices rippled through my bloodline and relationships. Were we all victims? Was this how it was going to be? Was this all there was to my life? By the time I was 14 years old, I had moved away from home and was living on my own. In my 14 years at home, I had experienced parental abandonment, along with sexual, physical, and mental abuse by the very people who were supposed to guide me and protect me. The worst part in all of this was that I was heading down a dark path myself. I began smoking cigarettes at the tender age of 9, followed by alcohol consumption shortly after. By the time I was in high school, I was selling and actively using ecstasy on a daily basis, not to mention putting myself in some very scary and provocative situations. I did not value my life at all, and attempted suicide on 3 different occasions during my high school year, despite having a strong group of girlfriends and elders who believed I could do better than my parents. When I turned 17, my dad passed away, rest in peace, from a morphine overdose. When I was 21, prescription drugs and poor lifestyle choices had fully taken over my mom's life as well. My mom had a severe overdose from fentanyl, and I was the one who had to witness and ultimately make the decision to save her life. Despite my feelings of anger towards her and fear of losing the only parent I had left, my mom survived and became motivated to ditch all prescription drugs for good this time. I spent many years after that fateful day traveling across Canada, working wherever I lived and honing the skills and lifestyle as a hospitality tourism student. For a decade, I moved across country working in bars, golf courses, healthy restaurants, chain restaurants, hotels, and even direct sales for companies such as Labatt and Diageo. At work, I was focused, driven, goal-oriented, and always working to the best of my ability. However, when I didn't work, I partied. And whenever I drank and the party ended, my past trauma would come rushing back to me. I'd remember all the hurtful, scary, and sad memories. However, when I worked, I served a purpose, and my past memories would be a distant thought, if that. I made friends quickly, talked people through their problems, and was always seen as a fun, wild, and positive girl, ready to help anyone. In 2014, I chose to return to the area I grew up in. I was going through an awakening and realized that the life I was living was not for me. Things had to change. My daily activities did not align with my core values and in fact enabled others to make unhealthy lifestyle choices as well. I knew better. I knew I was better, and I knew I could better serve others by developing the skills I'm passionate about and aligning my lifestyle with my contemplated values. All change starts within and needs to start with oneself. So I knew in order to start this journey of change and elemental growth, I needed to come back to my roots, my family, and the place where it all happened. When I returned, the first thing I eliminated was nicotine, followed by alcohol and unhealthy food. From there, I made even more room for forgiveness, self-love, conscious awareness, and self-actualization, which has brought me to where I am today. I'm a mother, guide, author, and lover of life. In 2014, I began practicing Kundalini Yoga and learning about the chakra system. In 2015, my journey led me through Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru, where I learned how to love myself and nurture my intuition. In 2016, I gave birth to my son at home naturally without any intervention, a child the doctor said I likely could not conceive or carry to term due to hormonal and cervical complications. Later that same year, I was attuned as a Reiki master. In 2017, I started my herbology and Reiki practice, and in 2018, I graduated from the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, IIN, where I was trained by the top experts in the world on nutrition and lifestyle. I graduated at the top of my class, and today I guide others to transform their pain into power. I'm grateful every day for the new foundation I have built, for my friends, mentors, and teachers who encourage me to believe in something better for myself. Sorry, I need to have some water for some more of these videos. I really do apologize for the coughing. But ultimately, it was my willpower that transformed my passion into action. It is me who created this life, and it is me who took each step, and it's me who can guide you to tap into your passion and begin your own elemental growth journey with community and tons of tools that I have adapted through my experience and diverse training. You don't have to go this journey alone. In fact, having your own personal coach who will provide you everything you need to align with your natural rhythm, activate your healing processes, and help you rise up to the vision you dream for yourself will only serve you. Like me, you already have everything you need to heal and live your dreams. The question is, are you ready to make it happen? Through the ever-changing season of life, know that you have it within you to find your way back to yourself. This is a quote by my editor, Tanya James Mraz-Vaz. The Elemental Growth Protocol. There are many protocols out there and many ways to embrace nature, but what's unique about this one is every tool is available to you when, where, and how you need it. The more aligned with nature you are, the more you will be in the right place at the right time for the right reason. What you need to know. The elements. Earth my body, air my breath, fire my spirit, water my flow. Equinox and solstice. Track your successes, celebrate holidays, celebrate yourself. Full moon. Release what no longer serves you. Detox your mind, soul, and environment. It's a time for cleansing and clearing. You're going to feel outgoing and sexually motivated. New moon. Ask and manifest. You're going to feel introverted, like a dreamer, and ready to do the inner work necessary. Circadian rhythm. Rise and set with the sun. Optimize your health and mood. Seasonal food guides. Enhance your health with these eco-thrifty hacks. Movement. Release your pain, thoughts, emotions. Free your soul. Check-in activities. Practice self-love with these guided exercises. Now, you're going to see in each chapter that I share with you following this introduction webinar that I will touch on each one of those subcategories in each chapter. They are elemental steps in the Elemental Growth Protocol. Seasonal coaching. Each program runs for the length of each season. This means you'll receive support and guidance year-round with a different focus every 3 months to better align you with nature and each season's unique messages. My online group coaching programs are running like this. Winter Resolutions opens in January. This is a group for planting seeds, germinating thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that will grow as you do. It's a time to renew your values so that you can change, transform, and create the reality you desire. Spring Clean opens in April. This is a group that encourages you to follow your heart and take action on your ideas. The warmth brings wisdom and brings forth directions from your soul so that you can tune in and more easily recognize them. Summer Love opens in July. The group that will enable you to awaken your energetic body and open the channels to your higher self. This is an excellent time to try something new that will challenge you and energize your body, mind, and spirit. Fall Elimination opens in October. This is a group that brings awareness to where you are now. This is a time to set goals for the year ahead, make changes, focus on your higher purpose, and do the work necessary so that your goals become your reality. So those are the main 4 months for our online event. To join any of those events, you want to become an Elemental Growth member. I also have a Facebook group called Be the Change Book on Facebook, where you can tune in to some of the free stuff that I share during those months. So no matter what level you're at or how much you want to dive into this, you can still get a little bit of something in that time. I also run alchemy coaching circles following each one of these events, where I meet with you as a coach in a group setting every week, and you can find more information about that on my website, elementalgrowth.org. Things my clients say. I learned a lot about healthy alternatives and how to make meals more nutritious. Now that I know, it's much easier to eat healthy. That one is from a mom that has joined actually just about, I think, every event that I've done so far. And she also runs a daycare in her home. So she is influencing not only herself to change and her family, but also many of the children and their parents that come into her home. I felt very supported and feel like it strengthened my friendships even more. Ashley is friendly and the results are always of highest quality. I'm looking forward to continuing on. I updated some of my goals that I had identified at the beginning, then went on to achieve others. This program brings efficiency to a new level. Ashley keeps things simple and informative, which helped me to lose weight, cook healthy foods at home, and love exercise. It has been empowering to learn about what I'm putting into my body. I'm also better at protecting myself, setting boundaries, and giving myself permission to put myself first. Ashley offers gentle guidance and loving support emotionally, spiritually, and physically. I got so much more than I ever expected. I make better food choices now, and my kitchen is stocked with more nutritious food. Sorry. I feel more balanced. I am sleeping better. I have more energy, and I am open to new things. Every time I read these things, even, I don't know, I just always feel so blessed to just know that I'm attracting people who want to make these changes for themselves, and that I'm just honored to be a part of it. So thank you very much. And for anybody who's thinking about joining one of my group events, or maybe you have already, your feedback is so important to me, not only for reviews like this, but also so that I can make sure that I'm always giving you what it is that you need at the time, and so that I can also improve these areas that I'm teaching these kind of skills, and make sure that you're always getting what you need when you need it. Okay, so thank you so much, everybody who did leave this feedback, and for everybody who is maybe a little bit more inspired to do so in the future. All right, you guys, well, I think that was it. Yeah, okay. I will stop share, come back to you here. All right, you guys. So that is our introduction to this series. It's also the introduction to my book. I thank you so much for being here and sharing this time with me. If you need anything or have any questions, feel free to email me, ashley@elementalgrowth.org, or through my website, elementalgrowth.org. You can also follow me on Instagram or Facebook at I am Elemental Growth. I love you guys, and I will see you very soon.